Hello, welcome to Teacher Inspiration Station. I'm Melissa Clark. In today's video, I am taking part in the Back in the Day tag, first created by Ruth over at Diary of a Mad Black Teacher, Elisa from Emerging Educator, and Anleeta at Naturally Nianni. So I am going to link their videos down below. So check them out. Yeah, I've been subscribed for them for a while now, almost a year now. So yeah, check them out. So let's jump right in. So question number 1 asks, what grade do you currently teach? Where did you go to primary, middle school, and is it in the same district? I currently teach grade 1, and yes, the schools that I grew up in are within the same district that I teach in now. Who are your most least influential teachers? So I talked about this teacher before in a past video. My absolute favorite teacher was Ms. Goldberg. She was my grade 4 teacher. I just felt so smart in her class. I was top of her class. I was confident. And she just made learning fun. I just really enjoyed being in her class. One thing I remember she used to do is whenever it was a rainy day, she'd turn off the lights and she'd shine a flashlight on her face and she'd tell us scary stories. And I'm not sure if that would fly today, because I don't know if parents would complain, I don't know. But it was so much fun, and I don't know, I just loved being in her class, and I wanted to teach grade 4 because of her. She was just awesome. And she actually is still a teacher. She supply teaches, and my friend actually works at the school that I used to go to. So she sees her sometimes, and I don't know, make something work where I can meet up with her or something, because I would love to meet up with her. She is amazing. I just let her know how much she helped influence me becoming a teacher and how much I appreciated her, because I never really did tell her back in the day. So yeah. And least influential, I'm lucky that I've had just a couple of teachers who I didn't really gel with. One of the teachers who was a terrible teacher was my senior kindergarten teacher. He was racist, and just did not like me. And I just remember whenever the calendar, you know how kids lead the calendar? And you usually give everyone a turn, but this man never gave me a turn. And then sometimes some kids got multiple turns, 2 turns, 3 turns, and I'm there without a turn. And I was so terrified of him that I never did speak up, but the man knew he never gave me a turn. And I actually only got 1 turn, and that was when he was away. There was a supply teacher, Miss Gregory, loved her too. She asked someone to lead the calendar, and I raised my hand, but she didn't pick me. And then I felt confident to say, I never had a turn yet to lead the calendar. And then she asked the child who she did pick, did you ever have a turn? And they said yes. And then she said, okay, can Melissa have a turn? And that was the only time I had a turn. And that's when I spoke up when he wasn't there. And yeah, there's a couple of stories of things that he did that was just not cool. And he actually, when I was in high school, I was just at home and my mom calls me, Melissa, come down here quick. So I go downstairs and he's on the news. And he was being arrested for molesting young boys. So throughout his career, I had him back in the 80s. I had him in 87, 88, 1987, 1988. And he's been teaching for a while back then. Maybe started teaching in the 70s. All the way up to when I was in high school. That was in late 90s, early 2000s. That's when he got arrested. So, I mean, I don't want to put a damper on this video, but I can't mention him without mentioning that. But what a creep. And my mom always said I always knew there was something not right about him. But back in those days, that's not something you really think about. Now I feel like people think about that quickly. People are quick to think things like that, but back then they weren't. So yeah, isn't that sad? But he was terrible. Oh my goodness, what a terrible teacher he was. Wasn't feeling him. So who were your friends, frenemies, rivals? So I had a good friend, her name was Latoya, and we weren't rivals or anything, we were good friends. But I do remember there was this one girl where we all kind of hung out in a group. That's why I was a part of this group. And I remember in grade 1 just being a part of this clique, and we all listened to this one girl. I'm not going to mention her name, but we all listened to this one girl. So whatever she did, we did. If she had a beef with someone, we all had a beef that same person. And it was just so ridiculous. And we listened to whatever she said. Like, if she said jump, it was like, how high? And she was, I don't know, she could have been mean too. And I remember one time, oh my goodness, I'm like totally blasting people's business. I remember one time, like this must have been in grade 4, where we can be students in the office. So we took calls and things like that. And it was a responsibility that we had. We were older students, and we were able to do that at lunch when the secretaries weren't there. We answered the phones and things like that. So one day they had textbooks that were delivered to our school. So maybe it was 4 grade 5 textbooks, 4 grade 5 textbooks, and 4 grade 3 textbooks. I don't remember. I remember my friend stole textbooks. Like, she took one of each grade and she put it in her bag. And and so then later the secretary was just like calling us to the office, and she said, I'm missing textbooks. Have you guys seen it? And we're like, no, but I wanted to rat her out, but she was right there. And I never did say anything. So the girl thieved the textbooks. She didn't even need the textbooks, but she stole them. And I didn't say anything. I didn't rat her out, but I should have said something later. Like, actually, she took them. But I didn't. I didn't do it. But I wonder if she ever did just kind of sneak them back. Because what do you need with those textbooks? You know what I mean? And even like when she went home, did her parents look at them and say, well, why do you have these? Like, so maybe they got returned. I don't know. But yeah, she fully took them. Anyway, but yeah, she was a friend of mine. So what was your least favorite least favorite subject in school? I loved English because I was good at it. I was good at reading. I liked drama. I loved drama in middle school / high school. That was my subject. It was so much fun. And I also in grade 4, that same teacher I told you about, Miss Goldberg, I remember us putting on a play, and that was a lot of fun to do. So I think I've liked drama for like a long time. That was one of my favorite subjects. Least favorite, I wasn't really into math. Although there were some math teachers who I had who were good, really good. But generally speaking, I wasn't really into math and geography. Ugh, no. What advice would you give yourself at that age? I don't know. I think a younger version of myself, like high school, I would say, save your money, honey. Like, you have life pretty good. You live at home for free. They're not asking you for anything. Save your money. Bank all your paychecks, pretty much. And don't spend money on like silly, random things. Because I really wish I did that. See, you know how much money I would have right now if I did that? Like, oh my God. Anyway, what was your personality like at that age? Has your personality changed? I feel like every year my personality was different. I got the nickname Motor Mouth Melissa in grade 2, 3, and 4. Apparently I talked a lot. I don't feel like I spoke a lot, but apparently I did, because everyone told me I used to talk a lot. Even my mom, she was just like, oh my God, you used to talk so much. My babysitter used to complain like, oh, she's a nice girl, but that girl can't talk. So I'm like the exact opposite right now. Like, I'm talking a lot in this video, but don't do that. I have like this rash here, and he's like licking his finger. Oh, don't touch it. Anyway, yeah, I'm like the exact opposite now. I don't talk a lot at all. And I used to be one of those kids who were very, like, I took risks. Like, if there was a presentation, I would kind of put a bit of comedy in it. And like I said, I liked drama. And I'm not like that anymore. Like, even at school, like, we just had a talent show, and the kids put on, they showed their talents and things like that. Great show. But then the teachers, they got together and they did like this performance, like a comedy performance. And I was asked if I wanted to be in it. I was just like, nah, fam, I'm not into that. I'm not going to do that. And I didn't do it. But like, the old me would have been on that. Like, I would have been like the first one. I probably would have organized it. And I also too, how there's some assemblies where People come in and they want audience participation and they want, can we get a teacher on stage? And then the kids point to you. I am just like, I'm just like giving my kids dirty looks. I'm like, no, and I avoid eye contact. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Performers, don't look at me. Yeah, so I'm different now for sure than I was back then. But there are a couple of grades here and there. Like kindergarten, I was shy. Grade 5, I was shy. So there were some gaps, some grades where I didn't really shine. But generally speaking, I feel like if I felt confident in that class, then I was a person who was confident. If I felt confident, I was confident. What profession did you want to be at that age? Did you want to go to college? When I was young, I wanted to be a teacher. But as I grew older, like middle school, I wanted to be like an actress. I wanted to be a talk show host. And but then I went back to teacher in high school. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do this teaching thing. So yeah. And I've always wanted to go to college. My mom, since I was a kid, like that was instilled in me. You're going to university. You're going to university. You're going to university. So it was never a question that, yeah, I'm not going to go. And also too, like I find my mom just instills things in me from a young age where I'm just like, okay, I got to do it. Like she's always said to me, you're not putting me in a nursing home. You're not putting me in a nursing home. So now I know I'm not putting my mom in a nursing home because that's like, she doesn't want that. So yeah, if you want your kids to do something or not do something, drill it in their head since they're like a baby. Okay. What is something you wish you knew then that you know now, aside from the bank your money? That's something I knew then I knew now. I would say stand up for yourself a bit more. I was one of those kids who I didn't, like, I feel like I was an easy target. I did have some bullying in like middle school, high school. Not hardcore bullying though, because some of the stories I hear of kids today are like a social media and like kids who just like mine wasn't that bad. I know you shouldn't compare yourself to other people, but looking back, like it really wasn't that bad. I wasn't crying every night at home or anything like that. But there were kids who bugged me, and I wish I was just like confident enough or to say leave me alone or like to just, you know, cuss them out or something. But I wasn't. Describe the picture thumbnail you chose. I just think that was a cute picture. I was in grade 2 at the time. Another teacher that I liked was Pelagie. Yeah, I believe I was in her class. That was a grade 2 picture. Or maybe that was grade 1. I think that was grade 1. That's a grade 1 picture. I asked my sister to send me a picture. So in my mind, I'm visualizing like my class shot. And I know I was wearing that dress in grade 1, that pink dress. So yes, I think that's a grade 1 picture. Yeah, I just told it because it's cute. And that's the one my sister sent me. If you had a student like yourself at this age, how would you reach out and connect to them? Honestly, all the teachers that I had a good relationship with are the ones who I did well in their class. And like I said, there are a couple teachers who we didn't really connect, we didn't really click, we didn't really drive. And it reflected in how I performed in their class. But teachers who I had a good relationship with, who I felt comfortable and safe in their classroom, I shined, I excelled, I did well. I remember in grade 6, I was Star of the Month, because there's these awards. So Star of the Month of grade 6, I loved my teacher. Star of the Month of grade 7, I loved my teacher. Grade 8, I never did get Star of the Month, and that teacher and I, we didn't click. And I respected her, like I was never a rude, disrespectful child growing up. But I don't know, I don't understand what it was that we just, I don't know. I think you can be serious, but then also have your moments of connecting with your students and, yeah, building a strong rapport. So yeah, that's it. So thanks again to Ruth, Elisa, and Anleeta for creating this tag. And I tag all of you to do this tag too. Even if you're not teachers, you can do the tag as well. Actually, it applies to teachers, but if you want, whatever. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and please do not forget to subscribe. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.